entertainment.com. That's where you can see clips from the first movie, Black Widows, and you can see clips from our television show, The Hype Show.
And how often does The Hype Show air?
It airs every Thursday at 8 o'clock at Spectrum Television. Every Thursdays at 8 o'clock. We've done 2 seasons. We're working on our 3rd season now.
And you said it's pretty much just showing around the North Carolina area, or which market is it in right now? And are you trying to expand that market?
Oh, we're always trying to expand. Yeah, right now we're at we have 7 counties that we're in. Mecklenburg was one of them. Mecklenburg, Catawba, Ashe, Wilkes County, Caldwell County, and Anderson. So it's 7 counties, which reaches 700,000 households. We're always trying to break through that big market. But I heard one of the guests talk about God. I always look at it, as long as we continue to work hard, it's all in God's time, for it to happen. So.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. The man above definitely controls all of these decisions and everything that we do. There's no doubt about that. I know that one of the shows that I've been involved with for a number of years, probably about 5 or 6, is a show called The Road to the Apollo, where they worked out an arrangement with the Apollo Theater, and this was pre-Corona and everything. But we would take the winners of that show, and we traveled around North Carolina. Well, we started in Durham, and then we traveled around North Carolina. And the winners from this competition would go up to New York and get an actual live audition at the real live Apollo Theater. And we had probably close to a 95% success rate. And we were also on something called Launch TV and a couple of other national TV networks. So it aired for a number of years. And like I said, we're going to try to hopefully get it back up and running once this whole crisis runs its course and everything. So hopefully we'll get it back up and running. And we're also having conversations about doing it online and some other opportunities as to how to do it. But we definitely had a tremendous amount of success over a number of years. And Captain Newborn, who's a veteran advocate, even though he was never a veteran himself, has been kind of the driving force behind that. And yes, his real name is Captain. Apparently his name, his dad's name, and some others. So we're thinking he must have had a captain somewhere way back in his family line and everything. But he's definitely got that program running and was helping the veterans that need help during these times when we've had so many war situations going on. Not just this war we're in against a certain germ and everything, but also wars against just countries and those kind of like wars that you talked about that you were part of. We saw the different turmoil that the veterans were going through, and this was his way to give back.
That's outstanding.
So if you get a chance, check out, I know it's a Facebook page that's still out there called The Road to the Apollo. So if you look up Road to the Apollo, it should come up, and it might even have some clips of some of our past shows. I actually did most of the hosting with the actual performers. Captain would do more of the advocacy hosting, and then I did the actual hosting with the entertainers that were competing and the selection of the winner. And we modeled it just like the old-fashioned Apollo. We had our own Sandman, our own house band, our own rotating tiki shepherds, even though we did have one that was a steady one there for a while, but for the most part they were rotating. So, but it was modeled just like, whether it was the log or whatever, just like a regular Apollo show.
Oh, okay. Road to the Apollo, right? And you were saying something about the Launch TV? What was that about?
Launch TV. It was on Launch TV.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Launch TV is the network that it was on. And it got into, I want to say Captain told me several, like, it's not several 100,000, it might have even been in the millions, because Launch is a national network. So it definitely has aired in a number of markets, not just the North Carolina market, but in other states as well. And we were actually in the process of negotiating with some other states to possibly even travel to those states to do a similar kind of show in those areas. And he had worked out one of those partnership kind of deals, so we did not travel to those states all the time. So there have been some shows similar to it in other parts of the country, because he had a partnership deal where they basically got the right to the structure of the show.
Right. Okay.
Without necessarily having to bring in us as the crew. I mean, ideally, we would like us as the crew to go there. We have our own selfish reasons for wanting to do that, but sometimes it didn't work out negotiation-wise. So I know there were at least a couple of states that were doing it with their own crew and their own people, but the same arrangement.
Cool.
Nicole, what are some of the thoughts that you've been having as you've been listening to other people that have been going through the purpose-driven thoughts and things of that nature? And, I mean, you've got a great mentor here online with you. I mean, of course, Derek's been mentoring you big time, but Tanya's on here as well. So if one of the things we like to do with this show is have people, as I like to call it, is almost like a coffee house conversation. So is there anything that you would like to add, that you would like to learn from these experts and everything that you might have been thinking about as you were hearing some of the conversation, Nicole?
Well, the only thing I could say, I want to piggyback on what you said. There is actually a lot of great people online tonight. And Tanya, I just want to say kudos to you. I would definitely, hopefully, we could stay in contact with each other because there's so much that I can learn from you.
Absolutely.
I know. Yes. Derek Drake, as I said, he's been sort of like a mentor for me to help me get started. And you mentioned the road to Apollo. Is that what you said?
Yes, that's the road. I said the road to the Apollo.
Into that, we actually do the Vine Girls. Our mission is to utilize music as well, mentoring and coaching. So a lot of my girls that I interact with, they have different talents, whether it's singing, and so I had stated to a friend of mine that I was looking to maybe do a talent show for these girls. I mean, these girls can really, I mean, they are so super talented, and I sing a little bit too. So I don't know if you guys have to play that.
Well, I do know that before all of this happened, Charlotte was definitely one of the cities that we were in the process of negotiating with and trying to come down to, as well as reaching out to parts of South Carolina that are near Charlotte. So I think whether we do it online, and of course I've got to have that conversation with Captain and everything, but whether we do it that way or whether we do it in other ways, we were definitely considering Charlotte as one of our target areas. And I actually just pulled up my Facebook page, and you can either go to, there's a small page called Amateur Night Live, The Road to the Apollo, and then there's a big one, which is The Road to New York Open Call Auditions. And that's the one where Captain has been keeping more of up-to-date kind of information as to what was going on and everything of that nature. It also goes by the initials, which is CJ. So you may see CJ Newborn instead of Captain Newborn, but I'm pretty sure it's under Captain Newborn. But if you look up The Road to New York Open Call Auditions, it should have a lot of the information on there and even links to more other pages that will show you some of the things that were going on.
Absolutely. That's definitely some good information. Taking notes as you're speaking. This would definitely be good with like I said, the girls that I work with. I mean, people have to hear these children, and I think that's a part of it too, that they're using their gifts to make room for them. Like you said, whether it's singing or whether it's singing or dancing, I mean, so thank you for sharing that information. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. And both you and everybody, well, we'll start with Tanya. Tanya, if folks are wanting to reach out to you, I know you did it last week, but if you could, both for Nicole's sake as well as any listeners that are listening at this particular moment, would you share your information so that folks can know how they can reach out to you?
Yes, absolutely. So the first thing is I have a Facebook page. The company name is Ton Lubro Entertainment, TANLOUBRO, Ton Lubro Entertainment. Okay, my name is Tanya Brooks, TANYABROOKS. Alrighty, so I have an IG page. The IG page is Vocal Coach Tanya, okay? And my email is vocalcoachtanya@gmail.com. I do have a separate line for all of my business inquiries, and it's 323-988-7143. And yes, I do answer them.
That's
good to know, because
Nobody said that, girl. Okay.
Yeah.
You got a separate line and don't nobody pick up the phone. No, I do answer mine. I give it to my staff. No, really, because they said, wait a minute, you have board of directors and staff? No, I do answer them personally myself, not my board members or my staff. So anyway, 323-988-7143. Yeah.
I appreciate that. And Derek,
You're
if you would,
welcome.
one more time, tell folks how they can reach out to you again. Derek, are you still there? Don't know if Derek's mind is up, stepping off or not. So, but Nicole, give us your information one more time.
Okay, my name is Nicole Jones, and you can reach me at development.divinegirls@gmail. So it's development.divinegirls@gmail.com. And also my phone number, 919-744-7145.
Cool. And also, Jake, tell folks how they can reach out to you. Maybe there's some talent that's listening that wants to have you work with them, or maybe there's some folks that you might want to work with on the other side. So share how folks can reach you as well. And what does it take to be on the Hype Show? What kind of guests are you looking for the Hype Show? That might be something that people are wanting to know, whether they even fit into the quality of guests that you're looking for. Are you looking for people primarily in that area where you're at, or are you looking for people from all areas? Like, could you have Tanya on as a guest, for example?
Yes.
Do the guests have to be there?
Yeah, they have to be there for live taping. We interview all type of. If you have an interesting story, if you're let me back up. If you're an entertainer, we look for those entertainers that are almost ready to break through to get to that next level. You know, and if you're any type of artist, we just look for serious people that are on the way to the next level. That's trying to get that exposure. We feel as though with our platform, it's a perfect place to be seen, being as though, like I said, we reach 700,000 households. Not a million, but it's enough. One person can make a difference in your life. So, you know, that's the criteria. If you have talent and you're serious about your craft and you're looking for that exposure, we're the ones for you. And we reach at bddentertainment.com. Or you can reach me at jrob28602@gmail.com. And my phone number is 828. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead and give the telephone number. And just because I know sometimes partners can be funny, they like to get their names out there as well, just in case they're listening and they want to hear a shout-out to themselves. Who are the partners that are part of the entertainment company in addition to yourself? I know there was the young lady that I guess was your co-host, but I don't know whether she's their sole partner or whether there's some other partners that you want to give a shout-out to at this particular time.
Well, the vice president is, my partner is Ms. Sherry Conley. My co-host is Ms. Shantae Fider. She has moved to Miami where she's doing big things in Miami. She's a model, and she's doing her thing in Miami. But for just the two of us, we run the company, and we just grind hard and look for great people. First of all, God-fearing people, great people, people that really are trying to get to that next level, and hopefully we can help guide them in that direction.
Definitely. It looks like y'all are doing a great job of doing that on a regular basis, so glad that you were able to do that. Don't know if I got to Nicole yet. Nicole, give us your information. Did you already give your information? I forgot. I'm sorry. That was my case of having a senior moment.
That's okay. I did.
She did. That's right. So I've got the primary people. Derek, apparently, I'm not sure if he's still on the line. I'm looking at the phone line to see if he's still there because he might have hopped off. Yeah, it looks like Derek's hopped off. But do you remember off the top of your head the email, Nicole, for Purpose Driven University? If not, I'll look it up and connect people that way. But do you remember off the top of your head the context for Purpose Driven?
No, I don't. Off the top of my head, I don't. I'm sorry.
No, that's no problem. And I think we got one other person who just called in real quick and everything, so I'm going to see if I can't bring them in before we get ready to wrap everything up. 404, who is this calling in right now?
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, 404, who's calling?
This is Manny calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
All right, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, we're wrapping up the show, but I definitely want to hear a little bit about what you've got going on. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've got going on.
Okay, I just want to say to Nicole Jones that she's doing a great job, and God bless her, and she should just keep it up. That's it.
Well, it looks like you've got a fan that's already calling in and wishing you well in what you're doing. So We definitely appreciate you calling in from
Yeah,
the 404 area code.